house, no more double standards, put them in prison. We could have people organize state to state, get the number of signatures needed on petitions to dump the criminal politicians. Then we could get out of the United Nations, which is nothing but another big criminal organization, and then we can strip the power and control from big corporations and foundations and end outsourcing our industries. We could end tax-funded mandatory public schools, which allow parents the freedom of choice then to truly and rightfully educate their children how they see fit and stop taking our money for it because it's nothing but a cesspool. I know because I was there for a little while and said no thank you. Prosecute politicians that fail to follow the law and replace them with leaders that will read bills and make sure that they're legal and good for the country and the people before they make them laws. Allow people to choose their senators and have the power to dump them as needed and take back our basic freedoms of speech, of press, of religion, of assembly, and our right to private property, which we really don't have right now anymore.
Beautifully said, Victoria. And I would just add for people that just tuned in, they're going, allow us to choose our senators at will. She means before the 17th Amendment of 1913, when the bankers took over, the state legislatures would vote. You vote for them, then they would vote, making the senator a creature of the state. That was meant to balance federal power. You know, you'd have the popularly elected House members, and in the Senate, they'd be creatures of the state. That was a major blow against states' rights, so you could recall. I mean, I've even read, famous stories about people like Davy Crockett being recalled to be griped out, by his state when he was in the Congress. And we need to go back to that. Great points. Dr. Coffman, any comments on that?
Yes, exactly. She's identifying exactly what needs to be done, but it cannot be done until we get the right people in office, and that can't happen until we educate the American people as to what's truly been going on. You've been doing that for years, Alex. This book is designed to be able to give the people who are open-minded. You can't talk into anything about a closed-minded person, but to open-minded liberals. When you start to do that and they really start to get angry, that's when you're going to start to see some good people being voted into office and changes made exactly as Victoria was describing.
Beautifully said. Let's go to another caller here. Let's talk to Fred in Georgia. You're on the air, Fred.
Hey, Alex. Great show today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Listen, there's a lot of people that have been provably harmed by these activities. I think that one chance we have of getting back some power here is to file class action lawsuits.
Hey, it's now coming out that they knew in '81 that Prozac was causing brain damage, heart problems, and suicide, and now Eli Lilly and others are getting sued. People are always bashing out-of-control lawyers, but the problem is you can fight fire with fire. I agree. I mean, here's a headline. Scientific study finds 40% of all store receipts covered in dangerous hormone-disrupting chemical. Well, they chose a plastic form of ink that does that. We have the government documents. They need to be sued over this.
You have millions of listeners that would gladly sign up to be plaintiffs. You have expert witnesses like your guest now and Dr. Blaylock. We could bankrupt them, possibly put them in jail, and ruin their carefully crafted, image. And it would get a lot of attention from the media as well.
Well, again, they've weaponized all the food, almost all the packaging. But, it's not it for others to go out and for lawyers and people, to stop this, to stop. Notice all these chemicals always disrupt aggression and fertility. Notice all these things you keep hearing about, they only deal with that. These chemists study this with rats. Then they have the big foundations deploy this, and then the average company buying this stuff, they don't know. They're compartmentalized. I appreciate your call. Dr. Coffman, comments on that?
Absolutely. Again, though, however, remember, many of your attorneys are these progressives. They're not going to take your cases. They're not going to be able to help you or even want to. They'll probably do everything they can to dissuade you, or if they take your case, they'll deliberately lose it. So be careful as to which attorneys or law firms you hire to do this, and then also recognize that the judicial system itself has been highly compromised with this mentality, this ideology. And we need to be careful of the judges that we have. And that's only going to take time to recall some of these judges, impeach them, get them out of office. It won't take very many before the rest of them get the hint. But these are the things that we really do need to do. I think your idea of a legal action is ideal. Just be aware that the system is against you in the process. Be
aware of the pitfalls, but regardless, it educates people. Let's talk to Mike in Louisiana. You're on the air, Mike.
Yes, thank you, gentlemen. Three things I want to go over here real quickly. One, the last time I talked to you, Alex, about the spraying of the chemicals on the shoreline here.
Yeah, that's now admitted, the core exit.
Yes, sir. It so happens that Wayne Mattson was in town at that time. An associate of his got a hold of me. I got to meet Wayne, and he spent 3 days going over the material I was able to put him in contact with, and he wrote a nice article about that.
Good.
So that's nice. One thing I want to pass by about what is going on here with the two of you gentlemen is something I call the cleverness of the insanity of the crimes that are being committed. In a sense that the crimes are so outrageous, they are so insane. And this particularly is true with, I find, the upper middle class professionals. They find it extremely hard to believe the level of the crimes. If you were to bring it up to, and you bring it up to them, the insanity of the crimes themselves are so outrageous as that your mind just rebels against it. Yeah. It refuses to recognize.
No, this is a very central point. Even myself at a subconscious level, it's hard to believe. Now it's admitted. We've got to accept the horror, deal with the horror, face the horror, take action. Great points. More calls straight ahead.
Hounded by debt collectors with phone calls and letters? Thinking of calling a debt relief company? Don't. Greedy lawyers and debt companies charge thousands. Why pay when you can get their solution absolutely free with New York Times best-selling author Herb K's #1 debt secret, the how-to on stopping the calls without paying the debt companies. Yes, free for a very limited time. Here's Herb K.
Don't get ripped off by credit repair companies when I can give you the information you need to do it yourself for free.
Herb K was right. His free information helped me stop the calls and settle my debt.
What do you have to lose? Stop the calls now. Get out of debt and have more money. Get Herb K's #1 debt secret absolutely free now. Call 800-405-7850. That's 800-405-7850. 800-405-7850.
The question is, where should the American people draw their line in the sand?
What have we got? A republic or a monarchy?
A republic is based on a constitution which protects minority rights.
Not democracy, not mob rule, two wolves and a sheep voting on what's for dinner.
So they think they own our land, they think they own our water, children, our education, our money.
We have to define who we are and what we will tolerate.
Somebody's going to ask you what you did during the Patriot Uprising.
You have been warned.
We have the facts. We have the Constitution. We have the Bill of Rights. We have common law. Knowledge is power, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm so excited to be able to offer you Don't Tread on Me, Rise of the Republic. Tyranny is upon us, but liberty and the sleeping giant that is the American people is rising. A new tool in the info war. Don't Tread on Me. Order it at Infowars.com or PrisonPlanet.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139 and support independent, patriotic Liberty Films.
Protect your freedoms and be independent by learning how to maintain, repair, and customize your own firearms through these exclusive video training courses on DVD from the American Gunsmithing Institute. Call and get a free 2-hour sampler DVD video and catalog. See just how quickly and easily you can learn firearm disassembly and reassembly, accurizing, customizing, super tuning, refinishing, trigger repair, and much, much more for rifles, pistols, and shotguns. Courses available for both the hobbyist and the professional. You can even get certified as a gunsmith and make money part-time, full-time, or as a retirement income doing what you love. Call 1-800-247-5032 to order your free sampler DVD and catalog. That's 1-800-247-5032. Call now and get a bonus $10 saving coupon. 1-800-247-5032 or go to AmericanGunsmithDVD.com. Learn how, learn now with AmericanGunsmithDVD.com, your source for how-to gunsmithing videos.
The last caller hit the nail squarely on the head. It's so unbelievable that 860-plus cities allow illegal aliens to be released over and over again, not even arrested for drunk driving. And every week or two, I read about it in Arizona or Texas or this new one's in Virginia, where the illegal alien kills people the third, fourth, fifth time they're arrested. You know, they're finally arrested the third, fourth, fifth time when they kill somebody. I've seen reports of, like, third time an illegal had been stopped for drunk driving. They ran into a cop car and almost killed the cop. Here it is. Virginia police, illegal immigrant charged with killing none and injuring 2 others in car crash. He'd been arrested 3 times. I mean, had not been arrested 3 times previously. It just goes over the whole article, but he's finally been arrested and charged. This is just insane how it's so bold, how they just do it all in our face. Dr. Michael Coffman, your comments on this.
It is, and that's one of the things that I go over in the book, in the fact that there is this serious psychological disconnect between what they believe and what is real, what is reality. There is a disconnect from reality. How in the world can you justify having a system set up that will allow this kind of thing to go on? If you and I were caught drunk driving 3 or 4 times, we'd be put in jail. They're just constantly released because it's the right thing to do. It is insane, as you're saying, and the only way that we can begin to take our nation back initially is at the ballot box. Begin to really promote those candidates or support those candidates who are holding a constitutional position. And in my suggestions as to how to solve this, I give a list of things that you should be asking your candidates. Put them on the spot. Help them to understand that you're deadly serious about going back to the original constitutional intent of having a limited form of government. Even a liberal will begin to get the hint, I think, after a while. We are so, the present members of Congress, both Senate and the Congress itself, are so disconnected. They believe that you're the greatest thing since sliced bread while they're getting elected, but once they're elected, they could care less.
Did you see Congressman Stark say this week that the federal government can, quote, do anything it wants to individuals?
Yes.
Go
ahead.
Let me be specific, though, because I was looking at another case of an illegal being released. He'd been arrested twice for drunk driving. He'd been let go in other, quote, traffic wrecks and accidents. So he'd been arrested and released and not arrested a whole bunch of times, but twice for drunk driving. And some of this went on 2 years ago. I mean, it just illustrates how criminal this government is.
Yes. It really does.
What was the point you were trying to make? Because we're almost out of time.
I don't remember. Let's go on.
No, it's just more and more, Doc, I'm just overwhelmed. I mean, I can't believe how insanely out of control the government and the globalists are, how they're destroying the planet, how they're doing all these dangerous things, how they are so corrupt. And I guess that's it. The average person just can't believe this is really happening.
No, you can't. It's so outrageous that you have yourself a disconnect. You can't believe it's happening. You downplay it in its seriousness, and because you're busy with your life and so forth, you go on and don't actually do anything about it. Now is the time to get involved and begin to do something about it. I can't overemphasize that enough. We have the opportunity in November to begin to change this around, and we have to do everything we can to do that.
Well, God bless you, sir, and we appreciate you spending time with us. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Folks, it also financially supports us when you go to Infowars.com and buy books like Rescue a Broken America, Why America is Deeply Flawed. We've also got a deal running for only 2 weeks. You can get 4 copies of Fall of the Republic for the price of 1. 1 for yourself, this preeminent film, and 3 others to give away with the expanded extras. That's the same thing with Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined. Buy one, get 3 free, or buy 2, get 8 free. Infowars.com. I want to say great job to the crew. Key info on the biological warfare vaccines coming up. Infowars.com.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how